Well, in Latin, we are ready for Wheelock chapter 9, and we are doing demonstrative pronouns, which are the pronouns you use to point things out. And so illa is the masculine for that. And you notice in the plural, illa is nice and normal. Those endings e, orum, is, os, is. And in the accusative singular with an ending and the ablative singular with an o ending, those are nice and normal. So it's just these first three, illa, Elias, illy, in the nominative singular, genitive singular, and dative singular that are odd. And likewise within the feminine, again, the plural is nice and normal as we would expect. It's, again, only the first... really just the second two, Elias and illy, in the genitive singular and the dative singular that are odd. And likewise, when we come to the neuter singular, illud is a little odd. Elias, illy again in the genitive and dative. And then, of course, as for all neuters, the accusative is the same as the nominative. So illa means that, or that one. It's called the far demonstrative, which you use for something that's far away. Hic is the near demonstrative. Hic, huius, huic, hunk, and hoc. So the singular, that's all very strange, of course. The plural, normal again. He, horum, his, hos, his. What we would expect. The singular, that spend a little extra time to learn those. Hic, huius, huic, hunk, hoc. Likewise for the feminine, and again, this is the near demonstrative. It means this or these. So haik for the feminine singular, nominative. Huius would be of this. Huic, to this. Hank, to that this. Hak, from this. Again, the plural normal. Hi, harm, his, has, his. And the neuter, huk, huius, huic, huk, hoc, in the singular. And hike, that's an odd plural. So there's no way around these demonstratives. They have slightly strange declension. And to round it off is ista, which means that one near you, that of yours. I'm on page 72 now. Ista often has a flavor of combativeness. So if you're going to say, that dog of yours chased my cat up a tree, you'd say ista canis, your dog. And so this is just the singular again because the plurals are normal. And again, the thing that's really distinctive are these genitives. So obviously, this first column is the masculine, second column is the feminine, third column is the neuter. The genitive singulars and the dative singulars are the odd endings. And then also on page 73, you can see there are, in 74, there are 9 of these adjectives that use these kind of strange endings. Unus meaning one, nullus meaning none, ulus meaning any, solus meaning alone or only, neuter meaning neither, alias meaning another, uter meaning either, totus meaning whole, and alter meaning the other. So these 9 words also use these kind of strange genitive and dative singulars. Okay, so a few new forms, but really not much grammar to learn. The vocabulary is rather straightforward. Most of the vocabulary in chapter 9, in fact, are just these words with this strange set of endings. So let's work on this translation. Some form of this translation will occur on the quiz on Friday. So, what's our first step for a translation? Find the verb, parse it, translate it. So where's the verb here? Labor unius numquam paterit has copias vincere. The verb is here, paterit. Paterit. What does this mean? Paterit. So I see this erit ending. I'm in the future. This is the future indicative active of the verb possum. And so this is he, she, or it, because it's third person singular, obviously. Put that on there. It's third singular. So this is he, she, or it will be able. Is there a nominative to serve as the subject? Yes. Labor, one of the third declension endings that we learned last week. One of the third declension nouns means work. So work will be able. Well, that will be able, or can, work can, that needs an infinitive, doesn't it? Just like in English, work can do something, work will be able to do something. And sure enough, we have a infinitive right there, vincere. So that's another verb. Make our nominative blue there. Work will be able to conquer. So that's what vincere means. Work will be able to conquer. Our third step, do we have something in the accusative to serve as a direct object? Yes, we do. Has copias. So here's our new word. Has is the near demonstrative, so it means these. And kopios means forces. So work will be able to conquer these forces. So there's the skeleton of our sentence. Now let's fit in the rest of these words. Unius. Another one of our new words. This is that odd genitive singular. So how do we translate a genitive? Translate a genitive with the word of. So now we're going to have the work of one. The work of one. And unius could be masculine, feminine, or neuter. So we'll just say the work of one person. And then we've got numquam. That means never. The work of one person will never be able to conquer these forces. The work of one person will never be able to conquer these forces. So if we finish our color coding and put them together, to show our subject, verb, and object. The work of one person will never be able to conquer these forces. All right, so obviously you need to know all these forms from chapter 9, all these kind of odd noun endings, all the vocabulary, and then in some form or another this translation will appear on the quiz on Friday. All right, moving on to chapter 10. Chapter 10 now, we're getting into the fourth conjugation of verbs, as well as the third conjugation of verbs with an IO stem. And so here is the present tense. Let's see, what page am I on in Wheelock now? We are on page 80. So audio means I hear, obviously where we get the word audio in English. Audio means I hear. Audis means you hear. Audit, he hears. Audimus, we hear. Auditus, y'all hear. Audient, they hear. That's the fourth conjugation. So again, it's what you would expect. It's basically the same endings that we had for ago in the third conjugation. Likewise with capio, which means I grasp or I seize. I take. Has this o and then is, it, emis, itis, ient. Okay. In the future, again, it has the odd kind of future that we saw with agora. with the characteristic E in the ending for the future. Although in the first person singular, for I shall hear, audiam. But so the same kind of, what's different about the fourth conjugation is that sometimes that E goes long. So audiamus. So I see a typo there. That should, of course, be audiatus. There we go. So es et amus atus ent, and for the third declension, same thing. Third conjugation I stem. The imperfect, nice and normal, as the imperfect always is. You've got the stem and then your bom. A couple typos. Bos, bot. Goodness sake, many typos. Bom, bos, bot, bomus, botus, bont. So it's going to be the same thing for capio, your stem, plus your endings. And then the imperative, the command, listen to one person would be audi. Listen, y'all, would be audita. Take, kappa. Y'all take, capita. Okay. So for the quiz, all those endings on pages 80 and 81. But that's it. Very straightforward. Some new vocabulary. A lot of vocabulary in this lesson. A lot of new verbs on pages 82 and 83. So be sure to study those. And here's our translation from this chapter, a short one. Facta viam invenient. So where's the verb? Invenient. Invenient. That is this I-E-N-T ending. Invenient. It's one of our new verbs. Where do we find that? I-E-N-T. That is the future. So invenient is a new word. Invenio means invent or discover. So this is future, indicative, active, third plural. They will discover or invent. Is there a nominative? There sure is. Facta is a nominative plural. The fates. The fates. So the fates will discover or invent. Is there an accusative? Well, yeah, we've also got that. Viam, which means way. So we've got the fates will find a way. So very, very straightforward with a nominative and an accusative as the subject. Nominative as the subject, accusative as the object, and then our word invenient. So those two translations, all those forms from 9 and 10, all the vocabulary from 9 and 10, once again will be on the quiz, as well as review questions from former chapters. Lord willing, on Monday, October 3rd, I'll be with you in class. We'll do 2 new chapters and do a big review for the midterm. Remember that midterm is a third of your final grade, and it just has a lot of points on it. So be sure to be there in class on Monday as we get ready for the midterm together, and have a lovely week.